the question of how often you should change your driver is a very interesting one. The way that golf companies market their new product often makes what came before it sound obsolete. It's almost designed to make you worry that if you don't change to this brand new sparkly driver that goes miles right away, you'll be somehow left behind all your mates on the golf course, and that would be a terrible thing altogether. But in the golf industry, we know very well that there are limitations on the specifications of golf clubs, and from one year to the next, yes, there are gains, but for the average golfer, they would be considered very marginal gains. So would you change your one-year-old driver that you love and you hit down the middle every time for another one that looks very similar but boasts an extra maybe 2 yards on a robotic simulator? I don't think so. But changing your driver is actually very much like changing your mobile phone, and actually the timeline is very similar. Year on year you won't see much difference in your phone's capability, but if you've had one for 4 years and upgrade to a new one, but my goodness, the screen will seem epic, the camera will be insane, and you won't have to delete your videos every 5 minutes just to make a little bit of space. And you'll find it very much the same with changing from, say, a 4-year-old driver to a new one. I have here the original M2 driver. It was a game changer for TaylorMade, one of the best drivers ever made. And I have the latest offering, the same driver, but here you can see what 4 years of advancement really looks like in the driver world. Faces are thinning and being made more forgiving. The material composition as regards to carbon and steel alloys in the heads, they're constantly improving. Production tolerances and exactness are getting better. Aerodynamics are constantly improving. Shafts are getting better, and the boundaries of adjustability as regards to how your driver can shape and move the ball is one field where imagination seemingly knows no bounds. So between this M2 and the Sim, there came marginal gains in the form of the M3, M4 and M5, M6 drivers, but you can really see the jump when you look at drivers like these ones 4 years apart. Now, another reason you might change your driver is because your game may very well have simply gotten better and you've actually outgrown the driver you have. I played with the guy last weekend and he was a lovely, strong hitter, but he kept spinning his ball up in the air with his driver. I took a look at his driver and it was a 5-year-old Cobra with a regular shaft. He told me that he won it as a prize when he was just a beginner and he had just never thought to change his driver. So I had him hit a couple of drives with my driver with a stiff shaft and he was crushing it. Lovely flight. And this happens so much with club players. They adapt their swing to suit a driver rather than getting the right driver to suit their swing. So when he won that driver, he was a beginner and a regular shaft was absolutely fine. But now he's swinging it good. He's really fast swinger. He needs a stiff shaft. So the point being, as well as technology advancing, you as a golfer may well be advancing and your swing speed improving to the point that you would benefit from a change in driver. It's the very same with my dad. He was always a big, strong hitter, but as he's gotten older, he wants a driver with a nice, easy senior flex, and that's perfect too. Whatever helps you enjoy your golf game. And then there's players that are plagued with a hook or a slice off the tee. We all know them. They use an old driver. Maybe there's a model out there now with massive adjustability to straighten them up almost instantly. If you gave such a struggling golfer this Sim, tweak the settings, and I'm betting they'd be able to produce a fix almost instantaneously. And finally, let's talk money, because new drivers are not cheap and not everyone can afford them. But if you flip that around and look again at my M2 and the Sim and consider the marginal gains of the M3, M4 and M5, M6, if you cannot afford a Sim, just look for the one that came before it that does fit with your budget. Golfbidder has them all, and that's at the very core of what we do. It is great, isn't it, when you get a new driver? It's exciting, you just can't wait to get out there and hit it, but that is human nature. But knowing when to change and taking a little bit of time to consider the technology gap between what you have and what you might buy, considering what kind of driver your game will really benefit from, and of course your budget, will really help you make a good informed choice. So I hope this advice helps you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe to our Golfbidder YouTube channel. Videos pretty much every week, and follow Golfbidder across Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. For me for now though, it's Donal out.